You ever hear about an idea that was just way too early? Something so ahead of its time, it just kind of pops up, wows everyone, and then disappears, only to be reinvented centuries later. Well, today we're going to dive into some of the most brilliant forgotten inventions from the ancient world and figure out why some changed everything and others just ended up as cool historical footnotes. Okay, let me ask you a quick question. When you think of the Industrial Revolution, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's a pretty specific image, right?
Yeah, I bet you're picturing smokestacks, factories, maybe a guy named James Watt in the 1700s? And you're not wrong. The steam engine literally powered the modern world into existence. That's the textbook story, the one we all learned.
But what if I told you that story is missing the first chapter? A really, really big first chapter. What if the steam engine was actually invented almost 2,000 years earlier, in a city buzzing with Roman life? Yeah, this is where things get wild. So let's travel back to the 1st century CE and meet a Greek engineer named Heron of Alexandria. They literally called him Mechanikos, the machine man. And trust me, his brain was operating in a completely different century.
I mean, get this. This guy was an absolute rock star of invention. He wasn't a one-hit wonder. He built the world's first vending machine. You drop in a coin, you get holy water. He made temple doors that opened automatically when a fire was lit. He even made programmable robots for stage plays. And right in the middle of all these marvels was his masterpiece, the aeolipile, the world's very first steam engine.
And the way it worked was just genius in its simplicity. You've got a fire heating a pot of water. The steam flows up into a sphere. Then the steam blasts out of these 2 little bent nozzles, and boom, the whole thing starts spinning like crazy. It's a perfect working model of steam power. And please don't write this off as some kind of party trick. As experts like Paul Keyser point out, this was a demonstration of reactive force. You know, the same exact principle that sends rockets into space today. So yeah, Heron knew exactly what he was doing. The science was real. The power was real. Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? If they had a working steam engine in the Roman Empire, what happened? Why on earth did the world sit on this incredible idea for 1,700 years? Well, it all comes down to context. For Heron, his engine was basically a magic trick, a temple miracle designed to wow people. In an empire that ran on endless slave labor, who needed a machine to do work? But flash forward to James Watt's world, and it was a totally different ballgame. They desperately needed more power. Plus, Watt had better metals, so he could build engines that wouldn't explode under pressure. Heron's engine was basically a solution in search of a problem. Okay, so that was an idea that was way too early. Now let's completely flip the script. This next ancient innovation landed in a world that was practically begging for it, and once it arrived, absolutely nothing could stop it. Let me introduce you to Kai Lan, a court official in Han Dynasty China. Now, to be fair, he didn't invent paper from scratch, but what he did was arguably way more important. Around 105 CE, he perfected it. He's the guy who turned a luxury item into something that could change civilization. Just try to imagine writing a book on clunky, heavy strips of bamboo. Or, if you were a billionaire, maybe on silt. It was a total nightmare for record keeping. Kai Lan's paper, though, it was light, it was cheap, it was easy. It was the perfect solution for a massive, growing empire that needed to communicate. And here's the truly brilliant part, his recipe. He basically invented upcycling. He took the trash of his time, tree bark, old rags, fishing nets, and mashed it all into a pulp. He took literal garbage and turned it into one of the most valuable resources in human history, affordable knowledge. And man, did this idea take off. Unlike Heron's engine, paper spread like a slow-motion wildfire. It traveled the Silk Road, entered the Arab world, and eventually hit Europe, where it helped fuel things like the Renaissance and the printing press. You can literally trace the path of progress by following the path of paper. All right, our last story is, wow, it's a wild one. This is an idea so powerful it could literally reshape the face of the earth. It was used on a massive scale, completely forgotten for almost 2,000 years, and then it was reinvented all over again with almost the exact same results. Take a look at this landscape. It's not natural. This is what's left of the Roman Empire's biggest gold mine. Their secret weapon? Water. They built miles of aqueducts for one purpose, to unleash a torrent of water that would just blast away mountainsides. It was so destructive that one historian at the time called it environmental carnage. And the scale here is just mind-boggling. They were pulling out about 14,000 modern pounds of gold every single year. This wasn't just digging, it was a terrifyingly efficient industrial operation powered by gravity. And then the Roman Empire fell, and the knowledge just vanished. It was gone. Fast forward nearly 2,000 years to the 1850s California gold rush, and amazingly, miners facing the exact same problem came up with the exact same brutal solution. I mean, just look at this comparison. It is uncanny. Roman Spain on the left, 19th century California on the right. It's like history's literally repeating itself. Same idea, same devastating result, just on different continents, thousands of years apart. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. This time, people fought back. The mining debris was choking rivers and destroying farms downstream. Farmers sued, and in a landmark case, the courts basically said, nope, you can't just destroy the environment for profit. Society had finally developed a new tool, environmental law. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've seen an idea that was too soon, one that was right on time, and one that was so good it got invented twice. So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all tell us about how innovation really works? It really all boils down to this, doesn't it? Heron's engine was a brilliant idea with no job to do. Kylan's paper was the perfect answer to a huge pressing problem. And hydraulic mining was like a special key that fit the exact same lock, twice. It proves that a great idea, by itself, often isn't enough. It's all about the timing, the context, the whole ecosystem around the idea. You need a real problem to solve. You need the right tools and materials, you need a good reason for people to care, and you need a way for the idea to spread and grow. If you're missing those key pieces, even the most revolutionary idea in the world can just fizzle out. And that leaves me with one last thought for you to chew on. As you look at all the crazy new gadgets and technologies popping up today, all the things that seem like toys or maybe just weird little novelties, you have to wonder, which one is just an Eolupula, a cool trick waiting for a purpose? And which one is the next piece of paper, quietly waiting for its moment to change everything?